This is one of the press photos for Materialists, which describes itself as a rom-com. Don't know where that came from. I've just come from watching the film. It's not a rom-com. Wouldn't say it's particularly funny. Wouldn't say it was particularly romantic for most of the film. It's actually a very cynical film about dating and the current decayed climate we're in, where everything's very superficial. Most of what you learn about a person is written down, and then it doesn't really go much further than that in your brain. If you don't like what's written down, that's the quite interesting part of the story. Is it actually does quite a deep dive in modern dating and how it works. But from this, you'd look at it and go, great, it's a love triangle between three A-list actors that I really like. Chris Evans, Pedro Pascal, Dakota Johnson. Can't wait to get my boots into this. It's not scandalous. There's not really a love triangle. They're actually quite well behaved. They kind of date at different times. That's a spoiler, potentially, but then also I'm trying to make you not go and see this film if you're looking for a scandalous rom-com, because it's really not that. So now that we've clarified that this is not a rom-com, we can judge it for what it is, which is, to be fair, quite an interesting look into a dating world where you judge someone based on metrics, based on things that are written on a piece of paper, and not on the 80% of what makes us find someone interesting, which is non-verbal communication and vibe. Getting a bit deep there. But the point is, I think it actually did do a good job, and there were sort of notes about how dating and love are actually two very different things, and sort of, you're just as likely to find the unexpected person while dating as you are when you're not dating. And dating is a little bit more superficial, and it's a bit more of a game, and it's more like shopping. But I'm not going to get too much into that, because that's not, it's not for me to say. This is what the film is telling us, and I think it actually did do a good job at that. And it did keep me interested. It kept me hooked for quite a while. But I did feel like I was falling into a couple of tropes where I was like, I know what's going to happen from absolute miles off. And so the jeopardy of the film was completely stunted as soon as I realised what we were heading into. Not that it did a bad job of that final curtain. I think it actually was fairly stylistically done, and it didn't. And there's a few tropes it didn't quite run into. So it was interesting enough in that sense. I am saying that I recommend this film just about, but it seemed like the marketing of this film was completely disconnected from what it actually was, because I saw this trailer a bunch of times and I was like, great, they're just chucking three A-listers on our screen and saying, go watch the latest rom-com. Not a rom-com at all, so please don't expect that.